Commercial real estate part 2. In this part, we're going to talk about setting your goals. This is a very, very important thing in order to be successful in anything in life, especially commercial real estate. So let me talk to you a little bit about it, give you some points here in this introduction to goal setting for commercial real estate. The first thing when you're setting your goals is understand your big why. Why are you doing all this stuff? That's so important to understand because, again, money is important, but it's not the end-all be-all. We're doing this to build wealth, to build financial freedom, all these things, but there's got to be a bigger why, something that connects to you on an emotional level. Understand why you're doing this. A great example that I like to give is a friend of mine who's in Kentucky. He's a residential real estate agent. He started at a very young age. He was a C student in high school, never really did that well, was kind of a jock, and really didn't know what to do, so he got into real estate at a very early age. One of the reasons he does what he does is so he can throw a large Kentucky Derby party every year for his friends and family. Now, this party costs him about $50,000 every year. He does a great party, he flies people in, he pays for their accommodations, but this is one of his whys that connects to him on an emotional level. This is what drives him. This is what makes him work hard every year so he can provide this experience to his close friends and family. Remember, your why is not just about you, it's about those around you. How can you help your kids, your parents, your friends? What can you do? Because the better you become, the better it helps them, and vice versa. So you always want to be striving to be better. That should be part of your big why. It could be a number of reasons, but make sure you start with that before you set these goals. It's a great goal to get to the point where you can make $1 million per deal. That's a great goal, but why are you doing it? Because it's going to get hard along the way, and if you don't know your why and it's not connecting to you on an emotional level, you'll never be successful. You'll give up along this journey. And remember, to me, the holy grail in life is time freedom and location freedom. I know a lot of people, and I'm sure you do, that have plenty of time but no money, and vice versa. They have plenty of money because they work so hard but they have no time to enjoy it. Neither one of those scenarios is good. You want to be able to have the time to enjoy it, but you want to be able to have the money to enjoy it. What I always like to think is do what I want, when I want, with who I want. I still remember when my kids were growing up, I was working a full-time job in the emergency room, and I never saw my kids. I was working odd hours, nights, weekends, holidays. When they were home, I was at work. When I was at home, they were at school, and they never saw me, and they were wondering, where's dad? That's one of the reasons it drove me to get out of medicine and get into real estate, because now I can do what I want, when I want, with who I want, and that who tends to be my kids. I can travel with them, I can go to their events, I can do whatever it takes to make them successful, because that's really what I'm about, is their success. And that's just really important to me, and real estate allows me to do that. It's given me the financial freedom and the time freedom to do this. One of the reasons why I'm such a proponent of commercial real estate is because one deal can change your life. The deals are so big here that one deal can allow you to retire, it can allow you to quit your job, it can give you financial and time freedom, just one deal. Look, I'm at a point with the deals I do that if I'm not making 7 figures per deal, I'm not interested in that deal anymore. The small rehabs are just too small for me. I did a bunch of those when I started, but it just doesn't make sense for me to put my time and effort into those anymore. So imagine if you're doing 7 figures profit on each deal you're doing, what kind of lifestyle would that give you? What kind of time freedom? What kind of location freedom? It's a pretty amazing lifestyle that real estate can provide for you. You just have to get started, start setting your goals, start learning about this fascinating field that can give you so many benefits. So when you're setting your goals, what I recommend is first start with your long-term goals. Why are you doing this? What do you want to accomplish? All those kind of things. Really sit down and think about it. Put it down on a piece of paper. Once you have that, you kind of set it and you just leave it there. You just say, look, this is what I want to accomplish over the next 5, 10, 15, 20, even 30 years. You just set those goals up and you kind of put them there. You look at them on a regular basis, but you don't really change those that much. Those long-term goals rarely should be changing once you've decided this is what you really want and what you're after. Then what you do is set what I call quarterly goals. What are you going to do in the next 90 days to make those long-term goals happen? Now, these goals should be changing every quarter. At the beginning of a quarter, you should have almost a new set or a fresh round of goals that you've just set. And towards the end of a quarter, you should be thinking about, what did I actually accomplish this quarter? And what does it set me up to do next quarter? Some of your goals may transfer over to the next quarter. If you didn't accomplish them, that's okay. But the majority you should have accomplished, and now you're setting a new set of goals for the next quarter. And for some reason, 90 days is that magical time frame, because 30 days is too short to really accomplish stuff and see a big change, yet you don't want to wait 6 months or a year to keep reevaluating. You want to evaluate every 90 days and say, what am I doing in this quarter, in this 90 days, in order to be successful and accomplish my high-level goals? And you just keep doing that quarter after quarter, and things build and build and build, and all of a sudden you realize, wow, I'm actually getting close to these longer-term goals, and in my case, I've actually accomplished a lot of these long-term goals. So it's a great process. Don't have to think in terms of 1-year goals, 3-year goals, 5, 7, all that kind of stuff. It gets too complicated, and then you spend more time setting your goals than you do going out there and actually accomplishing your goals. So it's very simple. Just set those long-term goals that don't change much, and they're going to take you 5, 10, 15, 20 years to accomplish, and then you just set your quarterly goals. What are you going to do this quarter to make that long-term thing happen? If you think this way, if you set your goals this way, you're going to be well on your way to success. As always, subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you don't miss any of the important videos in this 10-part series on Introduction to Commercial Real Estate.